Hello, everybody, and welcome to our webinar for Companio Work, Unlocking Your Global Potential. My name is Jonathan Levine. I'm the support manager at Companio, and with me today is Ignacio Nieto. He is our CEO of Companio.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Let me share my screen. Share. Okay. So let me know if you see my screen. You do. Perfect. So let's start. First, my name is Ignacio. I'm thrilled to be with you today here. And as Jonathan mentioned, we have this Q&A button at the bottom where you can ask your questions. And at the end of the presentation, we will try to answer all of them. I'm an entrepreneur and digital nomad. I have been traveling the world since 2016. And today I'm here to talk to you about the new product that we are launching, and I'm super thrilled to be announcing this, which is Companio Work. So what is Companio Work? Companio Work is a service that allows you to hire employees from more than 80 countries initially supported, and we will be adding more and more. And it is that we take care of the salary, payments, social taxes, compliance, and pay slips of these employees. You only have to pay a monthly invoice. This is huge because, as you may know, if you have a company in Estonia, you can only initially hire employees from Estonia, right? So with this service, you will be able to hire employees from more than 80 countries, and this makes a lot of sense in today's world, where everything has gone global, especially after the pandemic. And we know that talent is to be found everywhere. So it's great that we are giving the tools to online and global companies such as Estonian companies open through e-residency to be able to hire employees globally. And you just need to pay a monthly invoice. So we made it super simple. How we do that is, it may sound strange. So the idea is that the employees hired locally in the country of residence of this employee by one of our companies there, or by a partner company, in case we don't have a company yet there. But it is officially working for your business. This is usually called employer on record, and it's totally compliant. So it's a very standard practice. As I mentioned, our goal is to simplify international hiring and allow your company to hire global talent without the need of opening companies in multiple countries. Imagine that the alternative will be to open a company in every country where you want to hire an employee, or have this person working as a freelancer, which sometimes is not ideal, or it's not even possible, depending on the employee. This right now, this is incorporated. This will be incorporated into Companio or Remote, the service that you have your companies with, if you already have a company with us. And all this management of the employees, the invoices, and the salaries, and everything will be automatically incorporated into your accounting without any extra cost for you. Only there will be one invoice. This invoice will be counted for your regular invoice count, but that's all. Companio Work will also allow you to manage your contractors. Basically, what we do at this stage is we will send them reminders to issue and submit invoices. So you will have your contractors there, and every month we will remind them to upload invoices, and these invoices will be uploaded automatically to your purchase invoices. We have a dashboard for your employees and contractors, and they will be able to get there and upload the invoices. Contractors obviously have no associated costs, as we don't need to pay social taxes in their countries or register them. So why are we launching this product? Well, this is me in 2018 or 19, I think. This was Northern Thailand, and I was there as a digital nomad. It's just after we launched Companio. We launched it as a solution for ourselves, the co-founders. We were digital nomads and entrepreneurs, and trying to manage our business while on the road was really difficult. When we started, we built this for ourselves. So the solution was used, or we started to attract customers who were people like us who were digital nomads or location independent entrepreneurs, people who were traveling and who had online activities. So most of these people were not tax resident anywhere. They didn't have a home country or a country of residence where they needed to report their taxes. So we started allowing these people to get the benefits from their company in a way that was convenient for the setup of location independent entrepreneurs. Fast forward in time, 2 years later, this is Miguel, the other co-founder, mounting some IKEA furniture for our office. Our business grew a lot, and so did our team. And we had to buy an office, rent an office, a big office, and buy a lot of furniture, etc., and have our our employees there. Similarly to what we experience, this growth that we experience, our customers have also grown with time. Initially, they were like digital nomads or location independent entrepreneurs, but that's not true anymore. The reality is that now our current clients are mature businesses who need to hire employees globally, and are also people who are not necessarily location independent entrepreneurs. They may be living in their home countries, or in some countries changing maybe between being residents for a time and then moving to other place, or staying in a place. So we need to face this reality. So how does this work? Okay, let's see in detail. The idea is you want to hire an employee for your business that is in a country that is supported by Companio work. So you enter all the information, including the desired country, the gross salary for this person, and information about the employee in our dashboard. Let's see how that will work. So you click on Add New Employee, you go and choose Employee. Then you need to enter some information about the employee, the first name, last name, the email, choose a country for the employee. As we have more and more countries supported, we will incorporate them there. So let's imagine that this employee is from Portugal, and we enter the address. Okay, and then we need to specify some other information, like the tax ID of the customer, the job position. Let's imagine that this person is a marketing analyst, and of course you need to specify the gross salary. This will be in euro because this person is in Portugal. Marketing analyst, and you need to specify start date. The end date is optional. It's only if you want the contract to close, to stop at a certain time, and the hours per week. And finally, you enter the financial information for the payment of the salaries for this employee, the IBAN number, the BIC or SIF number, and that's basically how you set up the new employee, right? So when that happens, we will receive all this information, and you can see that this employee's set and status quote requested. That means that we will receive all this information and will prepare a quote for you, because we really want to be transparent and absolutely open out the pricing. So you will receive a quote. So before you can take the final decision, okay, let's proceed and hire this person, you have all the information about how much it's going to cost you every month and how much it's going to cost you the first month. I will talk about this in a moment. So we send you this quote, and with the cost for each month and the initial deposit, and you need to review and sign it. So when we have the quote ready, you will receive an email like this, where we announce that we have prepared the quote for you requested for this employee. And if you click on the link, you go to the dashboard, you will see that there is quote provided. It's the new status for the employee. So you can go ahead and review the quote. The quote has some pieces of information that are important. The monthly payment, all the information about the employment, in the monthly payment, how much it's going to cost you. This will be the gross salary, the social taxes, and the fee for our services. So that's the total that you will pay every month. I will talk about this later. The first payment is going to be different because during the first payment, apart from the first month, you need to pay a security deposit. It's like a rental deposit. to protect the employee and a setup fee to register the employee. So expect the first invoice to be higher, but I will mention it later that the deposit will be returned to you at the end of the employment relationship. So you sign if you agree. After reviewing it, you sign it, and then the quote is approved, and the status changes to employee signature. Once you are ready to hire your employee, we will send an invitation to your employee to sign the contract. If the employee does not receive the invitation, don't worry, you can always use this functionality here to enter a new email. Perhaps the initial email was not okay, or this email is, for some reason, the employee is not receiving anything there. You can enter a new email and send a new invitation. So we ask your employee to sign the contract. They will receive an email like this, and they will have like a call to action where they can review and sign the contract. And this goes to a special dashboard for them. So they will have this special dashboard where they can enter and sign their contract and see the payrolls and get the payrolls and all that stuff. So they have, of course, all the information about the contract, including the gross salary and information about the position, etc. Okay, so once they review everything, they agree, they can sign. So they enter the signature there, and it's done. At that moment, we register the employee in their local country and notify both of you when it's done. You will receive an email like this, and your employee will receive an email like this one. So that's basically the process for registering an employee. We wanted it to be very straightforward for you, but at the same time giving you control on every step of the way, right? Like seeing the quote beforehand and agreeing with that, and then the employee has to sign and all that stuff. So how does it work to pay this customer the salary for this employee? At the beginning of the month, we always had in Companio the option to have bonuses if you want to add a bonus to the salary of the employee. So we have respected that. So at the beginning of the month, you will have 1 to 4 days to add bonuses for your employees if you want. This is totally optional. Then after the 4th of the month, we got all this information of the bonuses. We calculate how much you have to pay, the social taxes and everything, all the costs for the employee, and send you the invoice for the salary of this employee, and try to and charge this amount of money. Each invoice will include the gross salary, the social taxes, and other contributions, and of course, our fee. We will talk about this later, don't worry. So once this is paid, we proceed to do 3 things. We pay the salary of the employee, the gross salary of the employee. The employee will receive not this amount, but the net salary, because the employee has to pay some kind of social taxes themselves. And we will also pay for the social taxes in the country of residence of the employee, and any other contributions that are required by law. And finally, we generate a payslip or a payroll that is legally compliant in the country of residence of the employee, so the employee can download this. And this is super important in countries such as Spain, if you want to get a mortgage, for example. So if you happen to need to lay off your employee, or your employee resigns, then the first thing you need to do is let us know. Before even talking to your employee, just let us know. We will request some information, and we'll start the negotiation with the employee to make it as smooth as possible. So for our current customers, the migration. On the 9th of October, we will do the migration. So all the workers that were defined before in the system will be migrated to a new system. So you will receive a notification upon entering the dashboard, in which you have to go to the employee section and do this migration, which basically means you need to choose of your current workers who is going to be an employee and who is going to be a contractor, who will become a contractor, who will become an employee. How does it work? Estonian residents will be considered employees by default because they live in Estonia. So your company is in Estonia, so you can employ these people, and you're probably employing them already as employees. That makes sense. And everybody else will be considered contractors. But don't worry, because you can decide, you can change all of them, and you can say that your one of your Estonian employees is in reality is really a contractor, or that you want to hire as employees some of the people who are living outside of Estonia. So you have total control of the process. The people that you say, okay, these are employees, will be registered through Companio work, and the contractors will be active from the very beginning, so they will invoice your company every month. After the migration, when the migration is completed, for the people you have chosen to be employees, these people, we will prepare a quote for them and we'll send it to you, just like we saw before. So you will have all the information before proceeding to hiring them. So everything is under your control. And contractors, on the other hand, will be enabled right away because they are contractors. We don't need to register them. They will invoice your company. Any board members contracts that you have for these employees in the Estonian registry will be removed because they will no longer be registered as board member employees in Estonia. And this is how the migration works, more or less. So when you enter the dashboard, you will see this dialog here. Hey, we need you to check this. So you can go to the employee section. There will be some information for you to remind you what's going to happen and what's changing, and give you information. And once you're ready for the migration, you will get to this list of your current workers. And as you can see, we have people from very different countries, right? And those who are from Estonia have been selected as employees, and those who are outside have been set as contractors, right? So our system automatically calculates the fees, the gross salary or the fees for the contractor based on their current salaries. If we cannot do that for some reason, there will be an option for you to specify the gross salary, like this red button that you see at gross salary. But don't worry if you don't know the gross salary. If you just want to know, if you just know how much you want to pay this person or how much this person should receive in their bank account, we will calculate the gross salary for you. We have a calculator on our website that works very, very well, and also allows you to calculate it automatically. But that's the idea. Now, for every person there, as you can see, there are people who are not tax resident anywhere, like John Smith. This is like a digital nomad, a non-tax resident. So as you can see, for every person there, you will have to say or choose if they are employees or not. In this case, for instance, you can see that we have different currencies. So you can specify that the wages for contractors are in different currencies. This person is in Estonia. So it's considered an employee, for example. So we set the gross salary, let's say, you say, well, the gross salary for this person is 1,500 euros. And apart from that, you decide that this Alice Wonderland, even if it's in Germany, you want this person to be an employee. So you calculate, you change it to the employee. We change the gross salary because for 1,000 euros net in Germany, it's more or less 1,500 gross. So we calculate this automatically for you. And you can choose everybody there and change their status from contractor to employee, regardless of, some countries are not supported. So if Azerbaijan, for example, is not supported for Companio work, this person will still need to be a contractor, but let us know because we want to be adding more and more countries. So if you have a country that you are interested in, let us know. You can also change from a contractor or from an employee the amount of money they receive and the currency there. Say Juanito is like not has not been updated for a long time and the salary was not grown. So okay, you proceed and then you're shown this page where you see all the view of all the contractors. So you can review them one by one to make sure that your changes were okay. And all the salaries, all the wages in this case, because their contractors are okay. If you don't agree, you can go back and make changes if you want. But if you're okay with the changes, you click on approve, and then you have the same option for employees. You will see all the employees that you have selected, in this case, the 3 Estonian guys and Alice, which lives in Germany and will be hired through Companio work. And if you agree, you click on okay, everything is okay, accept changes. And then your migration is complete. It's as simple as that. As you can see, for those you selected as employees, these three guys and the German person, this will go to quote requested. So we will prepare the quote and send to you, as we saw earlier. So how much does it cost? This is a very important thing for everybody, guys. The idea is that we want to really simplify international hiring and the monthly payroll system. So each month we will send you one invoice per employee. This invoice contains the gross salary. This gross salary will be sent to the employee, but we will deduct, the government actually will deduct some money from that, including unemployment benefits and pension, social security, and all that stuff. And the employee will receive the net salary, not the gross salary, the net salary, which is a little less than the gross salary. Also, social taxes and contributions, we will pay them to the government and the necessary institutions, and of course our fee. So every month, the invoice will contain these three elements. The first month, however, we will have an extra invoice which contains two things. One is the setup fee. The setup fee is for registering the employee and the social security and tax office. Depending on the country, you need to register the employee in many places. And a deposit. What's this deposit? This deposit serves as a safeguard for unforeseen circumstances, like your company cannot pay for 1 month because there's a disaster or something happens really bad, and you cannot comply with the payment 1 month, right? And this works a little bit like a rental deposit, or if there's a problem in the employment relationship, this is a deposit that covers or guarantees this ability to fulfill the employee payments. This is like a deposit of a rental agreement. It will be returned to you at the end of the employment if everything's all right. So this first initial deposit, you can consider that will be returned back, hopefully. And of course, VAT will be added to the invoice because it's an Estonian company invoicing an Estonian company. But as you know, VAT will be returned to you later or will be deducted from the VAT that you owe. So you can also disregard VAT. As I mentioned, the first payment will be higher, this setup fee and the deposit. And taxation in most countries vary slightly, especially at the beginning of the employment. And the amount of taxes that the employee has to pay vary slightly and tend to kind of normalize and equalize over time. So after 6 months or 1 year, you know exactly how much you're going to pay. But the first month, you can expect a little bit of a slight variation, less than 5%, due to changes in the taxation status of the employee. Let's see a concrete example. So let's say that you want to hire a Spanish customer support agent. So the gross salary is 1,500. That's approximately 1,160 net. That's the net is the amount of money that the employee will get in their bank account. For this amount of money, you will pay social taxes, approximately 700 euros. This is in Spain, an example in Spain. And this will be our fee. So this is 2,792 total. And the first month, the deposit will be, usually the deposit is a salary plus taxes. So you have like an opportunity of having one salary in case something happens. So you will pay this salary plus taxes deposit and the setup fee, which is usually 390. So this will be the first, the extra invoice of the first month. As I mentioned, the deposit will be returned later. So before we go to your questions, I would like to touch base on some questions that are very common and a lot of people ask about them. So let's directly go to answer them and then we can go through your questions. So first one, isn't this expensive? Well, it's not actually. The alternative will be opening, if you want to have employees outside of Estonia, the alternative will be opening a business in each country where you want to have an employee. And you have to do this social tax payments, the accounting, etc., running a business in a different country. And as you know, this can be very expensive. So the solution is the easiest and most affordable way of hiring international talent for small businesses. If you're a huge corporation and you have businesses in many countries, then it's no big deal for you. You can hire people from a lot of different countries. But if you're a small business, this is the easiest and most affordable way. And our prices are below the competition. And we also include all these invoices and the salaries and the payrolls of the employee in the accounting of your company for free. So we are giving this extra kind of service. So what are the advantages of using Companio Work? First, this is very cool. It allows you to finally have a company in Estonia and be sure that you are complying with the local regulations of your country. So you can live in France, for example, and you can have a company in Estonia, and this company can employ you. So you can have a salary that not only is absolutely compliant and legal with the authorities of Estonia and the authorities of France, but also is contributing to your social security, pension, unemployment, etc. If you are 20-something, that may not seem like a big deal for you. But when you're 30 or 40 or older, having social security and having a pension, contributing to your pension and all that stuff starts to become more important. So this is very cool. And finally, in some countries such as Spain, I know firsthand, it's impossible to get a mortgage without a payroll. So what this gives you is the opportunity of having a mortgage, for example, and saying, hey, this is my payroll. And you can see that I'm employed in this company and paying my social taxes here in Spain. So everything's okay. And I can pay the mortgage. So this is my favorite question. So why are you forcing me to pay for something that I have been doing before for free? So first of all, we're not forcing anybody to use anything, right? Companio Work is an amazing tool for you to be compliant in your country and to hire international employees easily. You can use this tool or not. If you are a digital nomad, true digital nomad, meaning you don't have a tax residence anywhere, that's totally fine. But if you're living in a country, say France, for example, and you are paying yourself from your company and you're not paying social taxes for that, and you're not registered as a contractor in France, you are in an irregular situation. Estonia probably doesn't care very much, but France probably does. So it's your responsibility to ensure that you're compliant in the country where you live or you are a tax resident, right? So we are giving you the option of being tax resident, but of being compliant in your country of residence. But that doesn't change anything. You can continue working as you were working before, and if you want to be paying yourself a salary as a contractor, and you're not registered as a contractor, that's your responsibility. So we are not changing or forcing anybody to use this tool. We are giving the tool to offer you the ability of being compliant and hire people internationally. So if you don't want to use Companio Work, what can you do? One option that I mentioned is you can invoice your company every month. If you are registered as a contractor in your country, and another option is payment. You can. If you are a digital nomad, not taxed anywhere, that's okay. Just invoice your company. So if you were a contractor, just choose a contractor. So very quickly, let's go through the three scenarios that you can experience before going to the questions, because we are running out of time. The scenario number one is you're a digital nomad, so you're not tax resident anywhere. For you, choose contractor, because you cannot be employed as an employee because you're not tax resident anywhere. So choose contractor. If you were paying a board member salary before, you will this contract will be removed, and that's good for you because you will stop paying taxes. And a board member salary in Estonia does not give you any rights. If you live in France, or you live in the US, or you live in South Africa, and you're paying social taxes in Estonia as a board member, that's irregular. And France, the US, and South Africa will not like that. So it's better that you are compliant, but if you're not compliant, at least you will not pay the board member salary taxes. So that's cool. That's something good for you. And if you're a resident in any other country, then as I mentioned, the two options is becoming an employee through Companio Work, or you can invoice your company as a contractor. And the same If you are an Estonian resident, only Estonian residents obviously will be considered employees by default, so they will go to company work. But you can say that one person is a contractor, for example, or you are a contractor and you have another company in Estonia. That's something that we've seen in some customers, which have they have a multi-member company, and then one of them lives in Estonia, and this person has a OU, another private limited company in Estonia, and this person invoices the company. So that's also a possibility. So just before going to the questions, remember that hiring an employee is a big responsibility. So if you hire an employee for company work, make sure that it's something that you can afford, you have the budget, and you will pay for this person. So let's go then to your questions. We have actually a lot of questions, so let's try to go through them one by one. Okay. So Juan Carlos Perez is asking, I'm very interested to know what happens with people like me that I don't have employees. It's just myself, and as a digital nomad, not clear these new changes. Why should I pay more if I don't have the staff than me as a sole owner and worker at the same time? Thanks in any case. Hola, hi Juan. In your case, if you're a digital nomad and you're not a tax resident anywhere, there's no worry. I mean, you will be a contractor, you choose contractor, and that's all. And you will upload an invoice every month, and we will not send this invoice to anybody. We will just include this invoice in your accounting because we want your company to be compliant in Estonia. So we need you to have an invoice, and that's all. Nothing changed for you. You're a non-tax resident, so you're in the best scenario possible. Just choose contractor and become a contractor, invoice your company every month, and you are good to go. Okay. Julian is asking, hello, I have a question. Once you're living in Estonia, is it better to make an OU or be sole proprietor tax-wise? Thank you. I will say it's much better to make an OU. It's much more convenient. So yeah, and we can help you with that in Companio Remote. So Casper is asking, okay, I have a business and everything by using you guys. Thank you very much. That's very cool. I have a business bank account with Wise connected to you guys. I would like to have a personal account as well to pay out salary to myself. How do I do that? And how do I pay the taxes in Estonia to make sure I don't fuck something up? Are you in charge of that, or how does it work? Okay, so the idea is you have a bank account with Wise. That's a corporate bank account for your company. Then it's very easy for you to open a personal bank account in Wise, on Wise, sorry. And then you have this personal bank account. And then when you, if you want to, you live in Estonia, you mentioned, or you want to live in Estonia, once you go to Estonia, add yourself as an employee, we will register you in Estonia. And then it's as simple as just, we will send you the invoice, you pay for the invoice, and we will pay for your salary, the social taxes in Estonia, unemployment, pension, and you just forget about it and just pay your monthly invoice, and that's all. So that was our idea, to make it easy for everybody. Okay. And we have Martins asking, if I am only employee in my company right now, and I'm also owner of the company, do I still need to be partly employed in Estonia or pay Estonian tax, or I can change to be only contractor? I can send invoice from Latvia company? Absolutely, Martins. You don't need to be employed in Estonia anymore, not even partially like 2080. So that's huge. That's huge because you will be saving a lot of taxes, and we want to make this point very clear so everybody knows that they no longer need to pay. Actually, they should not, because it's not a regular situation or a normal situation to pay taxes in Estonia if you don't live in Estonia. So you can be a contractor in Latvia and just invoice your company. That's totally fine. That's a very good scenario, I would say. Okay. An anonymous attendee asks, can I get employment in your country because I'm from Nigeria? I had to check if Nigeria is in the list of supported countries, but if not, please contact our customer support team. Jonathan here is the manager of the customer support team, and they will be super happy to help you. And if Nigeria is not included, we will make a point to kind of investigate how we can add Nigeria. So our idea is that if you need a country, let us know, we will add it to the list. Eyal is asking, can a non-Estonian company hire internationally through you? That's a very good question. We are launching a beta program for that quite soon. It will be Companio Work. It will be a separate product, and it will allow you to use our services, even if you have a company in any other country. So far, we are launching it for our Companio remote customers, but please subscribe to our newsletter or keep an eye on our news, because we will allow that very soon. Simon is asking, so social contributions will be paid in the country of the employee, country of residency? Exactly, Simon, that's true. The employee will pay, we will pay the social taxes and employment and social benefits in the country of the employee. So this employee is like, this person was hired by a local country, a company in the country. I mean, that's actually the case. Another anonymous attendee asks, contractors are always freelancers? Yeah, contractors and freelancers are like synonyms in this case. It's people who are registered somehow as a business or solopreneur or freelancer and can invoice your company.
And if I may just add something to contractors and freelancers, you don't pay any extra monthly fees with Companio Work. Yeah,
absolutely. That's a very good point.
I just wanted to add that.
Yes, absolutely. So in the future, we really want to bring a new service in which we will register contractors in different countries. So if you want to be like, I don't know, like a developer, a freelance developer in Argentina, and you don't know how to do it, we will register you as a freelancer, but that's for the future. And contractors always need to send an invoice for my company? Yes, exactly. That's for compliance reasons in Estonia. We want your books to be bulletproof. So if an auditor comes and say, who is this guy who's sending you you're sending money to, you can show the invoice, it's this person, that's all.
Sending invoices also just makes the accounting so much simpler and clearer. You know, there will be less questions and it will just be nice and clear books for you.
Exactly. And for our customers, you will be happy to know that you will mostly get free of the TSD or social tax payments, which are done on the 10th of the month. And that's usually more stressful because it's the 10th of the month and you have to pay them. So you will only have one invoice, and that's super easy to deal with. Dimitri is asking, can you please go into more detail? What will happen to board members? Will they become contractors only? Will they become employees? What will happen with their daily allowance? So board members, if they have a 2080 salary, this salary will be unified. So the idea is that for every person, there will be only one salary. And then in the migration, as you saw before, you will have to choose if you want to be a contractor or you want to be an employee. So we give you total control. So if you say, I want to be a contractor only, you will be a contractor. You will invoice your company and our story. If you want to be an employee and say, wow, this is amazing. Now I can pay myself a salary in my country, have social security, contribute to my pension. That's so cool. And ask for a mortgage if you're in Spain. All these cool things. You can choose that too. So you have total control. The daily allowance will be still respected. So board members will have access to the daily allowance, even if they are contractors. So no worries. Just for the fact of being a board member, you have access to the daily allowance. Anonymous attendees asking, if we are the founders, can we pay ourselves as employees of the company? Exactly. You can, in your country of residence, you will become an employee of your own company. Celia Murcia. It's like, it's asking, in case of Spain, the employees will receive the Nóminas every month as per the Spanish law? Thanks. Yes, this is one question that makes a lot of sense in Spain because, as I mentioned, in Spain, everything revolves around a Nómina, which is payroll. Payroll is Nómina in Spanish. So you need a Nómina to ask for a mortgage, to ask for a rental agreement. They ask you for your Nóminas, the payrolls. So with this solution, people living in Spain can finally have a Spanish legal payroll and payslip, and they can show them to the landlord or to the bank. Yelet is asking, recently I received e-residency. I want to start an investment trading company, so there will be no employees other than me, maybe for a few years, and I'm living in India. What kind of banking options can you provide? Well, this is not related to Companio work, so I guess you can please contact our customer support team, and I think Jonathan and his team will be super happy to help you with the banking options. We are there to help you in this case. Peter is asking, having no tax residency status is a magic word that no one really explains in details. In some cases, you actually have to give up your tax residency in tax office of your home country, and it's up to them to approve it or not. It's more complicated than just permanently living abroad in tourism, non-permanent visa, and doing a visa round from time to time. I absolutely agree. Can you elaborate a little bit on having no tax residency status topic so others will not fall into the same marketing trap as I can, and I can learn as well? Yeah, well, I am a non-tax resident anywhere, and it's true that the digital nomad tag or buzzword is being overused and sometimes misused a lot. So in a legal context, digital nomad, I mean non-tax resident. Non-tax resident means that you are not registered as a tax resident in any country. You have no tax residency. You don't live anywhere. And depending on your home country or where you were born, your citizenship, your country of citizenship, that can be more easy or not. It can be easier or it can be harder. So you need to consult a local tax advisor to know what options you have in your country. In the case of Spain, for example, I had to talk to a lot of institutions, the tax office, the local citizen, it's called Censo, which is like the population registry, and I had to do a lot of stuff and even talk to an embassy in Latvia. So you need some work, but at the end, what you want is a paper or a document from the tax office saying that you officially are not registered as a tax resident in the country, and then you have this status. Gillette is asking, and if you want to take salary, if I want to take a salary for myself, what are the changes from you? Well, the salary is you don't need to, it's as I mentioned, you add yourself as an employee. You specify your gross salary. Remember that gross salary and net salary is not the same. You can go to our website and click on hiring internationally in Companio work, and there's a calculator there. So if you say net salary is the salary that you would receive in your bank account. So if you say, I want a net salary of 1,000 euros, we will, and I live in France, and you enter this data, and then we will tell you exactly what's the gross salary that you need to contribute to specify it. So you'll go there and you say, I'm in France, I want to pay myself a salary, I want to become an employee. My gross salary will be 1,500, and that's all. Carlos is asking, does it work for hiring people in Africa? Yes, we have many supported countries in Africa. So yeah. Actually, employees from Africa are the ones with better conditions sometimes and better social taxes sometimes. So it's a good place to find for talent. And they will be covered by Social Security and can also travel to Estonia. They will be covered by Social Security, but they will be employed in their home countries. So to travel to Estonia, this is not a residence permit in Estonia or anything like that. They will need a visa. If they need a visa to go to Estonia right now before company work, they will need a visa after that. They will not be employed by an Estonian company. This is important to understand. There will be a local company in their country hiring them. So they will be working for your company, but they will be employed by a local company. So they will need a visa problem. Oliver is asking, as a digital nomad, should my invoice include an address? That's a very good question. Yes, your current address will be enough. As a contractor, can I have different salaries per month? Can I invoice the company as many times as I want? Yeah, exactly. You are a contractor, you are doing work for your company, and you can invoice your company for that. Please make sure that this work is something substantially provable, so you can prove that you are doing this job. It's not like I want to I don't know, to invoice my company over and over again, and I have nothing to. If you are doing marketing for your company or design or development or whatever, you can prove that you are doing a work for your company. Sabine is asking, hello, I'm a solopreneur with tax residence in Portugal. Hola, boa tarde. Employed at my company in Estonia, and I'm already fully registered in both countries. What's your advice for me? Good, very, very good question. Okay, if you're a solopreneur with tax resident in Portugal, and you're employed also as an employee in Estonia, well, I will say if you're living in Portugal and your tax residence is in Portugal, I will definitely not be an employee in Estonia because you're paying a lot of social taxes in Estonia, and that's not giving you any social rights in Estonia because you don't live in Estonia, right? So I will keep as a solopreneur in Portugal, or I will stop both situations and become an employee in Portugal. Those are the best solutions that I will propose. Anonymous attendee is asking, can the two board members of the Estonian company become employees in Spain through company work? Absolutely. All the members of your company and external employees, everybody can become an employee. Another anonymous attendee is asking, what about solo freelancers who own OU and basically pay themselves the whole amount as a salary? If you have, that's the example that I mentioned, that you imagine you have a multi-member company with some other co-founders or friends, and you have a marketing company, but you have a OU in Estonia, personal OU for you, for your work as a, I don't know, web designer or whatever. So you can invoice this company that you have a share, some kind of shares in that company or ownership. So that's totally okay.
Just to let you know, we've got 8 minutes left.
8 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I need to go very quick. So yeah. Okay. Francisco is asking, I had to pay better expenses in some dates, expenses punctually some month. I consider bonuses following month. Can we have a copy of the presentation for that? Yeah. You can decide the bonuses. We will ask you every month at the beginning of the month. Do you want to add a bonus for your employee this month? And if you say yes, you specify the amount, and we will include it in the invoice that we send you. No worries with that. Martin says, can I be contract as a limited company because I have limited company in Latvia? Yeah. Any company in Latvia can invoice a company in Estonia. That's not an issue, Martin. Or a contractor. Any kind of legal entity in Latvia can invoice a Estonian company. Dimitri is asking, when you say it's irregular to pay social tax in Estonia, can you please clarify what exactly do you mean? According to international taxation rules, you are supposed to pay taxes in the country where you are a resident, a tax resident. So that means that if you are in France, you live in France, and you are paying, you're registered as an employee in Estonia and paying social taxes in Estonia, that's irregular. Estonia will probably say nothing because all countries want taxes. But France probably has a say in, and France will not like that at all. Other Estonian competitors don't really care about that because their goal is to get money from you, and they are not necessarily concerned about your personal situation. But we, as digital nomads ourselves and not Estonians, we really want to bring peace of mind to our customers. So the idea is that we really want you to be compliant, not just your company, but you also in your country of residence. Thank you, Juan Carlos. Lazari says, hi, Nathan, thank you for the great presentation. In my case, there are some sections and incentives for the taxes in Turkey. I'm the owner and only one employee of my company. I'm working in a company already, so my social expenses are already paid in Turkey. All this we handle. The social taxes are paid as per the salary. So if you have two, you're employed by two companies, you have to pay social taxes for your both salaries. So if you decide to go through Companio work and employ yourself in Turkey, you will be employed by another company, and then you will pay social taxes for the employment that you are doing in Turkey currently and the employment that you will be doing in Turkey. I don't know if there will be some kind of deductions or discounts due to the both employments, but yeah, you can ask our team. Eduardo is asking, hi, I got it in the middle, but I am an employee to my company in Estonia. We no longer have to pay corporate tax in Estonia 80/20. Exactly, the 80/20 is over. So now all your 80/20 will be unified in one salary. You will not pay taxes in Estonia because you don't live in Estonia. You should not do that. And you will be able to choose if you want to be a contractor or an employee. Employees can be employed for the short term, for example, temporarily for 10 hours one time. No, it has to be a full relationship, or at least part-time. It cannot be like per hours or something like that. Another anonymous attendee is asking, contractors need to have a contract with my company or with invoices is fine. With invoices is fine. You don't really need to have a contract in place. An invoice is totally okay. Julian is asking, can you help me invoicing and with taxation rules, VAT and other types from Estonian legal person to Spanish legal person? Actually, yes. Please contact our customer support team and we will help you. We also have Companio in Spain. So if you want to be an autonomous freelancer in Spain, we can help you with that, and we are experts in these things. Dimitri is asking, what will happen to the current contracts company has with board members? We will cancel these contracts, and yeah, we will register them in the Estonian registry, and that's only good for you, because if you are registered as an employee in Estonia and you don't live in Estonia, that's irregular. Anonymous attendee is asking, if you become an employee in your country, being the board member of the company, will you be able to receive dividends as well? Absolutely. It's not incompatible. You can absolutely do it. Alexander is asking, usually we only offer services that we do in Germany, Spain, France, and the Netherlands. Services are usually invoiced with no tax after we verify the VAT of the customer. What happens if we purchase items from, this is actually not a company work question, so we will, I will ask you, please, Alexander, to contact our customer support about that. Adam is asking, aren't you by citizenship obliged to be a resident in a country where you live 6 months or plus per year? Absolutely not. You are not obliged to be living in a country more than X amount of time. You can live wherever you want to be. The only exception will be US citizens who, regardless of where they live, they pay taxes in Estonia. Sorry, in the US. Casper Will is asking, so I need to put myself as an employee in my own business. You don't need to, but you can do it. It's good enough to have a residency to put that is my address as an employee. It is good enough to have the residency to put that as my address as an employee. No, we're talking about company work is all about registering you in your country of residence. So you can put your local address in your country of residence, right? We have Julian is asking, I'm from Spain, but I live in Estonia and have the OE in Estonia. Is there benefits in becoming an Estonian tax resident over Spain? If you live in Estonia, you should be a tax resident in Estonia for legal reason, not just advantages or not. If you live more than 6 months and 1 day in Estonia, you should be a tax resident in Estonia. Adam is asking, Estonia by default for OE is 0% unless you take dividends or salary. Anyway, do you just accounting for an existing EE company? I don't understand this question a lot. But Estonia by default for EU 0% and you take dividends or salary. Anyway, do you use accounting for an existing EU company? Oh yeah, we do. If you're asking if we do accounting for an Estonian company, you are probably not make your homework. That's what we do. So visit companio.co and have a look at the website. Anonymous attendee is asking, I am a tax resident in Spain and with the company in Estonia, do you need to hire an employee in Estonia? You don't need to hire an employee anywhere. You can have a company and not hire any employee for that company. So then for short-term payments, do they need to be freelancers? Yes, if you cannot comply to or cannot commit to having an employee like a long-term, and this is a commitment, it's a serious commitment, just have this person as a contractor, and it's much better for you and a much more flexible solution, I would say. And the last question, because we're running out of time, is so by using company work, company shareholders, board members can choose between being a contractor or an employee. Let's say I want to be an employee and my colleague don't. Is that possible? Absolutely. You can be an employee and your colleague can be a contractor. And by being an employee, I'm going to pay social taxes in my own country and no corporate taxes in Estonia. Thanks a lot. You will be paying social taxes for your salary in Spain as you are hired by a company in Spain. But if your company distributes dividends, of course, you will pay taxes in Estonia. So the fact that you hire yourself as an employee does not change the fact that your company keeps on paying the normal taxes. So I think we have finished. It's been amazing. A lot of questions.
Lots of questions. It was very good. I hope it helped you. Please, my team is online. We have the chat available. If you're a customer, you've been in contact with us, you know exactly how to contact us. So please do ask your questions there. My team will be more than happy to assist you. And we look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.